All right, hi guys. This is going to serve as your notes for this next section. Shouldn't be too bad. It's just an extension of what we did in class with the math stuff. We're just going to be using those other two conversion factors from chapter 6. So you know 1 mole is 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd particles. And remember, it's not going to say particles. It's going to say something like, atoms, molecules, or formula units, depending on what type of compound you have. Remember, molecules are for non-metal, and formula units is for an ionic compound, so that would be metal, non-metal. Atom, obviously, if it's just an atom off the periodic table. We also had 1 mole equals 22.4 liters, and remember, that's just for a gas at STP, standard temperature and pressure, 0 degrees Celsius, 1 atmosphere. If you change temperature or pressure, that conversion factor isn't true anymore. Stop. All right, so we're going to skip this next slide and go to this one. So this one's just kind of a flow chart showing you that no matter what you start with, no matter what it's asking you to go to, pretty much the process is always the same way. So I could start with a mass of something and you would convert it to moles of that same substance, and then you would do your mole to mole step, and then you could go to like volume. Or I would give you a volume and you go to moles of that same substance, do your mole to mole step, and then go to mass. Or I would give you particles, go to moles, mole to mole step, and then go to particles. So no matter what you start with, no matter what you end with, the process is always going to be the same way. And you could, start or stop at any part of this flowchart. I could give you mass of something and then ask you how many moles of product can be formed. And so in that case, you'd go mass to moles, and then you would just stop. I could give you moles of something and ask you the volume of something else. So we would start at moles, go moles B, and then go volume. So this flowchart just kind of walks you through what steps you would need to take depending on where you start and where you finish. So let's do some example problems. Of course, you always have to start with a balanced chemical reaction, 2 waters, 2 hydrogens, and 1 oxygen. Underline what I'm given. So I'm given 29.2 grams of water. It's asking me to go to molecules of oxygen. Process is always going to be the same. Write down what you're given, and then immediately cancel that unit. You get grams off, let me cancel that. You get grams off the periodic table. Water is going to be 18.02. And then on top, it's going to be 1 mole of water. It has to be a mole of water because that's how the conversion factor works. 1 mole is the number of grams off the periodic table. Then we're going to cancel that unit, mole of water. And we're going to go to mole oxygen. So this is my mole to mole step. In your mole to mole step, that's the only time you look at the balanced chemical reaction, and you get your coefficients from the balanced chemical reaction. So 1 mole of oxygen, 2 moles of water. Finally, I'm going to cancel mole oxygen, and I'm going to go to the unit that it's asking me to go to in the problem. It's asking me for molecules. So I'll put molecules oxygen, 1 mole, 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd molecules. When you solve this, I'll write the answer up at the top because I'm kind of out of room here. Sig figs, remember sig figs come from what you're given in the problem, so this was 3 sig figs, so I'm going to round my answer to 3 sig figs. 4.88 times 10 to the 23rd, and then your unit has to be molecule O2. If you don't have that O2, you do not have a complete unit. All right. How many grams of hydrogen do you get from 4.32 times 10 to the 24 molecules of water? Process is always going to be the same. You're going to write down what you're given, 4.32 times 10 to the 24 molecules, put a C so we know it's molecules, water. Cancel that unit and go to moles of the same substance. 6.02 times 10 to the 23rd goes with molecules, 1 mole. Cancel mole. And then this is going to be my mole to mole step. I've canceled what was given to me. I got to get to what the question's asking for, and the only way to do that is your mole to mole step. Mole to mole step, you look at the balanced reaction, 2 moles hydrogen, 2 moles water. And then cancel moles hydrogen and go to whatever the question's asking for, which in this case is grams of hydrogen. Grams comes off the periodic table. Remember, hydrogen's diatomic, so it's H2. So we're going to do the mass of 2 hydrogens, which is 2.02, and then 1 mole of hydrogen. And then when you do that calculation, you should get 14.5 grams of hydrogen. So hopefully that'll prepare you for tomorrow in class when you're going to be working on that stoichiometry practice worksheet. Answer key is posted, and I, of course, will answer any questions that you guys have on Wednesday when I come back to school. All right, see you Wednesday.